there's only a couple of quarterback battles still looming out there. After Kyler got named starter over JJ, obviously that was a big talking point. And it's like, well, who's going to be the starting quarterbacks in Atlanta? Who's going to be the starting quarterbacks in Cleveland? Well, in Cleveland, announced this morning, Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Wow. Congrats, Deshaun.
Congrats.
Woo! Congrats, Deshaun. Now, Deshaun had a very loud weekend, obviously. Deshaun, after playing in a preseason game, which he did not play great, preseason football, it's going to go one way or another. He was seen fixing his hearing, okay, which we assume he got from Claire's.
Sure.
Okay,
That's where
No.
Nice place.
That's a screw in, it's a screw back. That's expensive earring. So, 3 carats.
Sick.
They got them at
230,
Claire's, too.
I mean, the chain.
Yeah.
Can't hide it.
The bracelet that
Yep.
was on, so nice. The watch, I assume, impeccable.
Nice.
So it was hard to hear what was coming out of his mouth because how distracted you were with the ice. But a lot of people heard what he said somehow. And when he was talking about being booed and feeling like it was a personal thing from the fans, it was certainly received in a certain way by the internet and by the Cleveland fans. Everybody on the internet was basically saying, hey, shut up. How about that? How about you just say, I'm lucky as hell to be here. You see these earrings, you see this necklace, you see this watch, you see this bracelet, you see this job, you see everything. I'm lucky as hell to be here. I'm thankful to be here. That's what everybody wanted to hear from Deshaun Watson. He did not say that. He said that it feels a little personal whenever they're booing him. And Cleveland Browns fans have been known to boo their quarterbacks. I mean, that is something, if your team's ass and you come from a hardworking city and you're not performing up to the task, they're going to boo your ass. They're going to let you know. Now, a lot of people say that's not the right way to be a fan. And I think a lot of the players would say that's not the right way to be a fan. I think a lot of coaches would say that's not the right way to be a fan. But people from Cleveland say, we don't give a damn. This is how we are as fans. And we don't win here. Our team actually got up and left. And then we continued to, Brian No's team, we continued to lose. So if your ass, we who paid for this waste of a ticket to watch you guys do this, are allowed to boo your ass. Now, the players have all, through many different generations, have come out and said, like, yeah, this place is pretty disgusting way to boo us. Okay, I got hurt, they boo you. You're playing through injuries, they boo you. I mean, that's just the way it is, especially if you're not going to win. Deshaun Watson, most recent guy, if he plays good football for the Cleveland Browns, I think they will rally around him.
Yeah.
I think they will obviously go crazy for him. Maybe. I think they will cheer for him. I think they will cheer for the Cleveland Browns with him as the starting quarterback. But if this starts out slow, and I watched Dan Orlovsky and Kevin Clark's ankles pick out the entire kind of schedule for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And it was just the first time we've seen a team go up on that wall where they pick, everybody's 12-5, 13-4.
Yep.
11-6 that they put up there. Cleveland Browns lost 1-12, I think, at one point before we stopped watching. Yeah, they beat the Jets, so the Jets should be even more upset. If he goes out there and that happens, they will boo. But it's over anyway, right? It's about to be over anyways. There's a poison pill that they can get out of the contract before next March something, before another certain amount of millions are all guaranteed. So, D, but I just kind of want to get your take on this. I will say why I think it is the way it is. Nobody is rooting for Deshaun Watson to have success. I think that is accurate, especially outside of the Cleveland Browns fan base. Because of the perceived nature of everything that took place, and then him getting the largest guaranteed contract of all time within like a week of each other. Okay, there was like a week of each other. Everybody goes, this guy, what? How is this what real life is? So anytime they see him not do well, they say exactly. And I think it's going to be like that forever. Now, I do think he can win over the Cleveland fan base if he wins. If you play good football and you win, I think he can win over a fan base. I thought it was evident he was going to be the starting quarterback because, once again, $230 million guaranteed. If he can stand on the field, he's going to be the starting quarterback. But how do you see it going? If he doesn't win, he's going to get pulled. Shador's probably going to play, or whatever quarterback they think is the number 2 quarterback goes in. And if they don't have success, Browns fans are still going to boo, but it's just a different story.
Yeah, I mean, nature of the profession. If he does win, if the Browns are good, the fans will be happy. We've seen players, we've seen quarterbacks, we've seen in different sports, but definitely in football, who have done some bad things or been accused of doing bad things off the field. And then once they get back on the field and they're good, they win back over at least that fan base. There'll always be a large group of people that hate Deshaun Watson, and regardless of what happens with him. But and I'm kind of with you with the $230 million guaranteed and whatever they owe him this year and what's on the books. Like, yeah, if Shador didn't go out there and just completely blow him out of competition, blow him out of the water throughout training camp and preseason, it was going to be his job. It is. Now, how tight is that leash, per se? Is it the first 4 games? If they're 1-3, do they pull them and they go to Shador? They got a few first-round picks next year, so they can make a big change there. And we say it's going to be a great, talented quarterback, heavy draft next season, so we'll see. But, yeah, Deshaun won the job. I'm interested. See, it's so much we don't know. Like, we don't know how the locker room feels about him. We don't know how all the training camp practices, meetings, and everything went. But Todd Monken is hitching his wagon to him, too. This is his first opportunity with a head coach been in the NFL, and he named him the starter, so now they go forward with 4 at the helm.
Yeah, I like the fact that Todd Monken is going to be tied to Deshaun Watson now for his era here in Cleveland. I like the fact that it feels like Todd Monken did want to give Shador a chance, and I think Shador felt, if you listen to him talk and through any interview, I think he felt like it was a fair competition. So this would say, it sounds like you're saying, Todd Monken believes that Deshaun Watson is the right quarterback for them to win games, as opposed to just he is also worth $230 million guaranteed to the owner who just hired me to be the head coach, so we should try to get something out of him.
It's kind of weird.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's weird because we all know it's football, but it's the football business. So when the money is tied to a player, regardless of position, you're going to want that player to play if you're in that building, if you're up at the top signing those checks. But at the same time, regardless of what you think about Shador as a player, he is no doubt the more popular player. It's going to be more Shador jerseys in the stands than there will be Watson jerseys, I would assume. So from that side,
unless he goes out and has an MVP,
and even outside of Cleveland Brown fan, like Shador is one of those players who, like, people like him, people hate him. He's very polarizing in a sense, but so. That's kind of the odd part. And once again, we know Todd Monken, and he wanted him in Baltimore. They did all the things in the offseason. So I kind of thought Shador maybe had the leg up, but the money at $230 or 50, 60, however much he's making this year and next year played a part in it. But yeah, Todd Monken made this decision, you would assume. And it sounded like ownership was going to let him actually make this decision as opposed to, hey, we paid this guy, he's going to play. So we'll see how it all plays out. It's the Browns, so, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. The QBR that Deshaun Watson has had over his time period with the Cleveland Browns has been like second worst in all of NFL.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Yeah, he's played terribly as quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Is it who's around them, or is it him? Is it the Cleveland Browns just harass? It's like all those questions going into it. But we do know that I think there's some sort of move that it's been bad. Yeah. Down there's been good, though. Down there, that's why nobody's going to care. Like, somebody should tell Deshaun Watson. Somebody should tell him, like, hey, man, they're going to boo your ass strictly because of this.
Part of it.
Okay? Just strictly because of this. People that don't even watch football, they see this, they're going to boo you. No matter how good you are at your job.
Yeah.
If you're getting paid a lot of money, there's going to be people that hate your guts. Even if you come from nothing. There's going to be people that hate your guts just naturally because of that, let alone everything else that comes alongside of it. So Deshaun just needs to worry about winning some football games. Now, joining us live from a car, I do believe, is senior NFL insider for ESPN, Michigan man, who might know a little bit more on the behind the scenes on how we got here, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
What's going on, Shefty?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
God, you look great. Where you go? You heading to the gym, coming back from the gym, about to go buy a gym? What do you got going on?
I'm headed to Bristol, Connecticut for 2 days of the Fantasy Football Marathon. On my way up there right now, and it's been a nice, quiet morning.
Nice, quiet morning. Starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns has been named Deshaun Watson. There was an original thought by me on this particular program. As soon as I heard that there was competition between Shador and Deshaun, and this was him coming back from recovery, obviously, of the ACL, I say, if Deshaun Watson can stand up and take a snap on a football field, they're going to put him on there because $230 million. Deba made a great point, as I agree with him. It felt like Monken was given the free rein to pick whoever he thinks is best for his team, as opposed to just who's getting paid the most amount of money. At what point do you think he figured out Deshaun Watson was the starting quarterback, and how did we get here, if you will, Shefty?
Well, I think there are a few things to factor into this quarterback decision that the Browns have announced with Deshaun Watson as their starting quarterback. I think we've been on this show. I know I've talked about it before, or maybe with Ty on the podcast, but it has always felt like it was trending towards Deshaun Watson as a veteran with 2 games on the road to start the season, Jacksonville, Tampa. Now, again, even with Saturday's events where Deshaun Watson did not play well, where he talked about how the fans were disrespectful, he didn't appreciate the boos, and his post-game press conference, which obviously did not play over well anywhere, you have a situation where basically it always felt like it was trending towards the veteran. And when they name Deshaun Watson as the starting quarterback, they name him for now. I think that's the key point to raise here. Is Deshaun Watson going to wind up starting more games than Shador Sanders this season? I'm skeptical of that. it's up to him and how he performs in the first 2 games. If he plays well the first 2 weeks on the road, he'll continue to be the quarterback. If not, I believe there's a realistic chance that for their home opener, Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That'll be up to Deshaun and how he plays in the first 2 games of the season. Beyond that, when we talk about the money involved, they're married to Deshaun Watson. For better or worse, they don't have a choice. The money, in my mind, has cemented the fact that he's going to be there now, and I would guess next year. If they had released him today, they would have had to eat $41 million against the cap this year and taken a dead cap hit next year of $86.21 million, one of the largest dead cap hits in the history of the NFL. So they're stuck with Deshaun Watson. This is a product of restructuring his contract over and over, taking a bad contract and complicating it. So you have all those factors going on that play into this. In the end, Todd Monken felt like a veteran on the road is this team's best chance to have a successful start. We'll see whether that's right. But I feel like they felt like they're paying the guy the money. He's a veteran. He's looked pretty good this summer. And we're going to give him the call out of the gate and go from there.
Okay, he's looked pretty good. I mean, you got to say, yeah, the numbers ain't bad, but he's looked pretty good.
He had that one day in practice where he threw 7 touchdowns.
He's getting into paint. Okay, so we're just obviously mocking the Browns fans right now. But if this ends up working, we love the dog pound. They know we've had their little elf in here. I mean, we like the Browns and the dog pound and the elfie and everything they got going on. But if Todd Monken really thinks that Deshaun Watson is his guy to win games, that's why he made the decision, I think. And you could hear in his voice, Todd Monken's been yelling at everybody around him.
Yeah,
so
a lot.
Hopefully Deshaun's able to have success inside that Todd Monken offense, and hopefully they're able to win some games, and this all gets quiet by then, if that happens. Now, if he is ass, and Shedeur gets in there, and let's say something happens with Shedeur, and then he put Dylan Gabriel in, and it becomes a whole entire situation, there is a built-in poison pill, says Spotrac. If he's on the roster next March 13th, a $200 million salary guarantee kicks in. This affords Cleveland the opportunity to designate him a post-6-1 release before March 13th, which splits the remaining dead cap into 2. We saw this with the Russell Wilson situation over in Denver, 34.6 in 2027, 51.5 in 2028, which obviously we don't know what the salary caps are going to officially be for those years. Still a shit ton of money to not be able to have access to. Denver Broncos were able to navigate it. Now, they didn't win a Super Bowl, but they were able to navigate and still have a winning team. Sean Payton was able to build it. We'll see if this happens with Deshaun Watson.